So, you're into poetry and you want to know the difference between poetry and poems? Well, I'm glad you clicked on this video, ladies and gentlemen, because I'll be breaking down the differences between the two. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off by breaking down the definition of poems. LangGeek.com says, although they both refer to a literary genre, they cannot be used interchangeably because poetry refers to poems as a whole, whereas a poem refers to one single work in this. For example, The Road Less Traveled by Robert Frost. That's a poem that's about taking a different path in life than your peers. Whereas poetry covers this poem and a multitude of other poems written in the genre. For example, your poem may be about the journey of love and relationships and how a couple has to come together to overcome great hardships to get to their happily ever after. Whereas your friend might write a poem that may be about overcoming depression and how they have to deal with the daily battles of anxiety and how to approach the conversation of mental health. Both are great poetic ideas that are a part of the genre of poetry, but by context and contrast, these two are different topics of discussion. Does it mean that their poems are bad? No. In fact, they're both beautiful examples of a poet's body of art. Just because these two poets share different ideologies doesn't discredit them as poets and actually sheds light on their respective topics. Now, poetry as a whole covers everything from spoken word, which is a genre close to that of hip-hop, lyricism, to sonnet, limerick, and even prose. They're all poetry, but they differ when it comes to the format in which they are written. For example, spoken word, which I perform frequently here on the channel, is a style of poetry that is performed similar to that of hip-hop. Whereas sonnet is a short form of poetry similar to that of a short song. A limerick is short form poetry that is based off comedic effect and consists only of 5 lines. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, prose, which has poetic qualities including intensity, compactness, and a rhythm similar to that of spoken word. You see, your version of poems may be different than mine, but it's still poetry nonetheless. And there you have it. A poem covers one body of work in the genre, but it's still poetry at the end of the day. Now, if you enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I thank you all for tuning in. I love you guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.